it's Becky, and I'm just doing a real quick wrap-up video to show you guys the sets that I made for my full set February challenge, how I'm feeling about it, how I feel like I'm going to be proceeding with this, and where I'm going with it. I'm actually really happy with a lot of the sets that I finished this week. And I'll show them to you in a minute. I did things a little bit differently because I was feeling really overwhelmed at the end of last week. Like, I had bitten off more than I could chew. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to approach this a little bit differently this week. And since I had a bunch of bundles that all came from the same place, the sister store for Bargain Bead Box, that I wanted to use for this, because I had said all of my bead boxes and all of the bundles that I get this month, I'm going to make a full set of jewelry with. Completely forgetting that I had pre-ordered some Tucson packs from Silver Silk, and I got some of those mystery bead stashes from Soft Flex, and I also got that the collection from Eureka Crystal Beads. That, like, that one though, I'm not going to do videos for that one. I'm just going to make it on my own because I want to follow Gina's tutorials. Gina from Orchid and Opal. She did some tutorials with the grapes, or is it grapes? I don't know. It's their most recent collection that they did. I was like, ooh, I love that. And she did really beautiful jewelry for her tutorials. So I'm going to make a full set using her tutorials, and I'll just show you guys that on next week's wrap up, because it's something that I'll be making on my own away from the video, because I don't want to detract from her tutorials by like doing the same thing she did. That would be like really, really terrible. So I'll show you what I made, and then I'll give you the link to her tutorials after I make them, so that you guys can, if you wanted to make them too, you could. But yeah, so that's a bundle that I also got this month, and there's just a lot going on, and I decided that to make it easier for me, some of the things that I got this month but are for next month, I'm gonna go ahead and save for next month. Like the March curated bead box. Like, they send those out early, and I love that we get them so early, and I love the colors of the March box. I think is beautiful and gorgeous, but I've already made with a curated bead box this month, and that was like the first thing I made, actually. And so like I'll start making things with that on the 1st of March, since it is the March box. So we'll save that for then. But I've also got, like, this week I want to do the Soft Flex, the Love Bug kit. I've been wanting to make with that because I love those like ladybug beads. I think they're going to be so much fun. But I've been wanting to make with that, but I've been so distracted by everything else. So I'm going to finally buckle down, set aside some time, and make some stuff from that kit. And I also have my dollar bead box that I really want to make some things with this week, and the Potomac bead box. So like those 3 things, if I can knock that out, I'm going to call it a win for this coming week. They probably will not be in the same format since they all come from different places. But since the ones that I did this week all came from the same place, I felt like it was a really great opportunity for me to be able to say, okay, today I'm just making necklaces. And then the next time I filmed, today I'm just making bracelets. And then the next time I filmed, it was rings. And so like even the ring video, if you watched that earlier, I went through and did all the earrings, and then I changed gears and did all of the rings, so that I wasn't doing necklace and then bracelet and then earrings and then ring, like all in one go, and having to like change focus and getting to the ring and being like, oh, I'm so tired of this by now. I just want it to be over with, and then kind of messing up the ring when I was doing it. So with that said, let me show you the things that I made. Oh, before I go on, look at this sparkly barrette that I have in my head. My friend Melanie sent me a package full of pink beads because she does not like pink. But if you've noticed, I am rather fond of it. So she sent me these, and look how perfectly this sits in my hair. It is sparkly and it is pink and it matches my hair. Like even the rose gold matches my hair. So thank you, Melanie. That's pretty great. But let me pull out what I made and show them to you and put them on so you can see what I made. The first thing that I made were necklaces, and one of the boxes that I made them with was a bundle that I got from Bead Box Bargains. They put together these bundles and like they get me. Like I look at those bundles and I'm like, all of those things I want together, because you know, when you just are shopping for beads and you're like, will this go with that? Will this go with that? And then they put it together so you know it goes already just from looking at it. So this was the Be My Valentine bundle, and I made this necklace. This focal actually did not come in the bundle. It was something that they sold on the website itself. And these did not come in the bundle either. They were in a different bundle that I got that I didn't actually make anything with. Whew. But that's okay, because the beads and the findings went into my stash, and then I was able to pull from them to make the jewelry. So this is the necklace. This is how it sits. You know, I like them a little bit shorter so you can see them next to your face. And because I've got a lot of zoom area, so like having them be real long, it's going to be so far out there, away from everything. And then I made a bracelet to go with it. And for all of the bracelets, I did this same sort of right angle weave, the 2 needle right angle weave, with some beading wire. And I went ahead and used the same toggle clasp, the heart, the hammered heart toggles, and oh man, I'm really bad at putting on toggle clasps. I think I need to do or attach like a dangle or something to help me do that a little bit easier, or just, you know, I don't know, get a friend over here to help me put bracelets on. There we go. So it fits and it looks great. And then I did some earrings real quick, and I used beading wire for these. You can do them with craft wire, but I had extra beading wire left over from when I made this. So I could just put these on and, oh, they're falling apart. Hold on. I think that's probably the thing about using beading wire. So I'm just going to put it in one ear because, you know, we don't want to do it forever and ever. And then I made this ring, and I have to say, this ring I think is my favorite of all of the rings that I made. Are we focusing? Come on guys, focus. Is my autofocus locked? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I love this. It's got the swirls, it's got the hearts, and I think of all the rings that I've made this week, this one's my favorite. I love it so much. And it was one that, like, I kind of had an idea in my head. I hadn't actually done it yet, and it totally worked out. So I'm really, really, really happy with that one. And that was the Be My Valentine bundle. And I'll take pictures of each set and put them in the community tab. That's where the posts go when it's just words post, or I just want to post a picture on my channel. There's this community tab, and so I will put pictures of each set individually so you can see them separately instead of, like, you know, all together. And then the second one was the Bargain Bead Box, and that was this month's Bargain Bead Box, the February Bargain Bead Box. So I made a necklace using the flower focal and this Malaysia Jade focal, putting all of those together and then beading up the sides using some of those beads, some of the bead caps, and it makes a very lovely red, pinky red kind of a necklace. And I love where it sits. I love how it lays. It feels really nice to wear. And then I used these kind of matte beads that came in that box, and I did more of that right angle weave, but because I used the larger beads on the outside instead of the inside, you get a totally different look with it. And I used that for the bracelet, and then I've got a toggle clasp that I actually used from a different bead box. There we go. But it had these flowers on it, and it was the same kind of like antique gold findings. So I used that for the closure. For the earrings, I did just really simple wire wrapped loops with these rhinestone findings that came in the bargain bead box. I'm just putting these guys in here. And they're really, really simple earrings. And I think it makes sense to do that when you've got something that's a little more fancy for a necklace, because then it doesn't detract as much, but it still goes together. And then for the ring, it's a very simple ring. I used one of those flower spacers, a couple of these little garnety flowers, and then just a simple wire wrap for that. And it looks great on the finger. It goes really well with the necklace and the earrings. I think the only thing that I'd do differently if I was to remake this is I would get some of these bead caps and put them on these beads right here in the center, because I think that that would like make it a little more coherent. Like if I was to do it again, I would use the bead caps on here to have it be more of a matched feeling, because without that it feels a little more purple and a little less red and gold like these others. So let me take these off. So yeah, so next week I'm going to be doing, you know, the long videos with one of everything, but we will get through them. And I might do one with the silver silk Tucson packs, because silver silk tends to be really easy to work with. You can let it do all of the work and just add some beads, put it together in a special configuration. And it probably will be something that I can make a full set and do it like within an hour instead of, you know, a 2-hour video, which thanks for sticking with me for all of these really long videos, guys. I do some short videos with my unboxings, but my short making videos are a little few and far between right now. We'll get back to some shorter ones when full set February is over, I promise. And then the next one was the the Galaxy of Gems companion bundle that I had gotten, and I mean, you guys know I loved the Galaxy of Gems box. Like, I did a whole video where it was just planet facts, and like it was such a fun thing for me, and I still am like, yay, planets. But then we got this, and I hadn't had a chance because I got like so involved with some of these other things. I hadn't had a chance to make anything with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this. I'm going to do it with this bundle, and we're going to do, you know, I Love You to the Moon and Back for the focal. And I used beads and spacers and all of those things from there. And then the bracelet that I did, there was this really cool like focal. I had to use it. But then I grabbed some of these carnelians to get some of the warmer tones, because there weren't any carnelian in the necklace for the bracelet. And I got those in there. And this is a way to do that same right angle weave again, but have a focal bead, a focal point for your bracelet. So it's the same-ish design, but just a little bit different, where you have something in the center. And I grabbed this out of my it's the clasp out of my stash to be able to do a closure with for that. And then for the earrings, where's the ring for that? I could swear I made a ring. Oh, I know where it is. I've been wearing it everywhere because it was really cool. I'll pick it up later. It's wonky and fun, and I took it off when I was washing my face because it was catching on everything, just like I said it would. But these are the earrings, and I tied in these beads from here and these beads from the bracelet so that it would be a cohesive set, so that it would go together really well and look great. And I will pull the ring up later. I could swear I had it, but it is not right here in front of me. So I'll put it in the pictures. But look at these. Blue. Blue. I love these too. They are so pretty. All right, let's get the last one because that was the Fuchsia Flowers. It's the most recent bundle that I purchased, and it has a lot of pink in it. So this one had these really fun focal in the bundle, and then it came with these bead cages, and I think the bead cages were a substitution. I think it was supposed to come with something else and it didn't, but I got these bead cages anyway, which is even better because I definitely was using them. In fact, I loved them so much that I had purchased separately extras of these bead cages to go with that, but we get the same type of bead that we got in this bundle, but instead of blue, they're pink. And so it makes it just that much funner. Let's put this guy on. And it matches my hair. So you've got that. And then for the bracelet, there were these black flat coin beads that I was like, you know what, that's gonna make a great focal for a bracelet. And we used, again, that same style of basically bead weaving but without a needle to do the sides of the bracelet. This was from my stash. And then for earrings, I kept it simple. This was a very complicated necklace. It's a very complicated bracelet, but for earrings we kept it simple. We just stacked some stuff on some head pins, put some spacers in between them. Let me stop them from spinning. And so they go. They are not, they're a good accompaniment, but they are not going to overwhelm, you know, the whole look. And then the ring was, again, a really simple ring. I just grabbed one of these larger beads and we wrapped it around and wrapped it and wrapped it, and it makes a ring that goes with all of these things. All right, so that is project number 4. So I'm really happy with these projects. I'm happy with the pacing that I did for making my videos. My front of this week was a little hectic. I also spent a couple of days not making anything because my wrists were hurting me. Like my wrist here was just, it was killing me. So the other day, when Joey in her video was talking about her, what are they called? The things. One-step loopers. She was talking about her one-step loopers, and like she had mentioned them before and other YouTubers had mentioned them before, and every time I was like, you know what, I should probably look at those and see if I can get them. And I finally decided to pull the trigger and purchase some. So I actually got all 3. I've got the 1.5 millimeter, I've got the 2.25 millimeter, and I've got the 3 millimeter one. And I think what I want to do with these is, because I'm going to do a thorough review and let you guys know how I feel after using them, how hard they are to get used to, if you're not used to them, because I mean that's when you use a new tool, you want to know what kind of learning curve you've got to spend time practicing before you get going in them. And so I'm going to use them, I think, for most of my projects this next week, so that at the end of the week I can have a full thorough tutorial, or not tutorial, review of how I liked them, if I didn't like them, and how I felt about it, because so many people who use them love them, and I'm pretty sure that it's probably going to make things a lot easier for me for a lot of things. So expect some of my projects to have a lot of simple loops. We'll probably be doing some beaded chains, which is not a bad thing. I love beaded chains. But it might make for some shorter videos because you're not going to have to watch me stringing things. You know, I can be like, okay, this is the link that I'm making, and then come back and like all the links are put together, you know? So it might make things a little bit easier for that when we do it. But that's the plan. I'm going to do some beaded chains. I'm going to give those one-step loopers a really thorough test because, like, I think if you're going to be investing in tools that will make your hobby and the things that you enjoy doing, it'll add longevity to it if you can help take care of your hands, if you can help take care of your wrists, if you can minimize your repetitive stress injuries. And that's one of the reasons why I invested in these tools, is because I was like, well, let's give it a try. And these were not the reason why my wrist hurt. It was something else altogether. I still haven't figured out what it was, but like these have made it a lot easier for me to keep doing more and keep doing things with these. So the one-step loopers, I'm really hoping, will help contribute to my longevity in this space and what we're doing. So that's something to think about and to look for. So I will have a full review for you at the end of this week. And don't be surprised if you see them in my tutorials while I am doing my projects for this week. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm probably going to be doing some making tomorrow. You can expect some videos tomorrow from me too. At least one project I'm going to get done and dusted and out of the way, just to start my week off the right way. So I'm not playing catch up at the end of the week like I did this week. So we'll do that. And, you know, if I don't do every single bundle and if I don't do every single box, I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to do what I can do, you know, because that's all you can do. And that's the thing about like personal challenges is like, there's no money riding on it. There's nobody that's going to be like, well, you failed because you didn't do every single one. I can stop anytime I'm not having fun. I'm still having fun, so I'm going to keep going. And I hope you guys are having a great time. Talk to you later. Bye.